Now, let's go with the DJ. Let's party!
It's so special to welcome here every time you, the team Switzerland. They are 3-time silver medalists. The most recent one was in 2018. They didn't miss the quarterfinals since 2016. They won their groups for 2 times.
Hop feet.
Number 10, Andres Albu. Number 23, Philip Kulasev. Number 60, Tristan Sherway. And number 92, Gaetan Haas. Head coach of Team Switzerland is Mr. Patrick Fishman. The assistant coaches, Tommy Albalin and Martin Yeni. 64, Mikael Granlund. And number 81, Ivo Bakalinen. Third line, number 2, Rasmus Risanen. Number 7, Oliver Koski. Number 13, Jesse Puljujärvi. Number 21, Patrick Puistola. And number 27, Oliver Kapanen. Fourth line, number 18, Billy Salieri. Number 50. Please welcome to the arena, Team Finland! And now, show your appreciation to Team Switzerland!
The Swiss take to the ice in front of their jubilant fans here in Prague for the last game of the preliminary round here on this side of the draw. And there's something on the line for the Swiss, who are currently in third place. Czechia lost in overtime today to Canada. But the Swiss can still finish second and get themselves an easier, theoretically, quarterfinal matchup. The referees are Michael Campbell of Canada, Martin Frano of Czechia. The linesmen are Tarrington Wyonsek of Canada and David Zunda of Latvia. Well, Yuki Jalinen's team began the day one if they'd make the quarterfinals, but they got a break when Great Britain beat Austria, so that guarantees them a spot in the top four in the group. And Patrick Fisher's team is once again on a roll in the opening round of the tournament. They're 5-0-1. Last year they were 6-0-1. The year before they were 6-1. They lost both those years in the quarters. In fact, they've lost 4 straight quarterfinal games at the World Championship. Alice Bjornen, one of 4 Finnish players who won Olympic gold and World Championship gold in 2022. The Finns have had an up and down preliminary round. a devastating last second, even beyond last second, 0.1 second left, loss in regulation to Austria sent them reeling. They've got a record of 3-2-1, but an always dangerous opponent in the quarterfinals, and the Finns will meet the Swedes, which brings out the best and worst in both.
Maybe that's exactly how they want it. Hasn't been great, but they get Sweden, so the opportunity for a rivalry game in the quarters.
Mary Sathari has a .902 save percentage in this tournament and a record of 1-2-1. And Akira Schmid makes his third appearance. Came on relief against Austria for the Swiss in their wild 6-5 win and had a 15-save shutout against Great Britain. Swiss coming off a 3-2 loss to Canada.
Hold up.
And the Finns a knee-knocking 3-1 win over Denmark.
Stay here, please. Okay, 6 down, let's go.
And we're underway. And also at this hour, in Ostrava, Sweden taking on Slovakia. And there's Roman Josi back with it. Leads all D with 11 points. Leads the tournament minutes played at just under 24 per game. He's been everything the Swiss could want and more. And once again, Swiss fans packing the place. Brought out by Jesper Matala. Plays it back in. You saw Jukka Jalonen behind the Finnish bench the last year of his contract with the Finnish Federation. That long shot by Pakarinen is gloved by Akira Schmid.
And you're right, it's been a middling kind of round-robin portion for Finland. We're so used to them being stout defensive and heavy and hard to play against. And they have moments like that, but they're not quite as able to sustain it the entire game like they have been in years past. A little bit younger, a little bit lighter. It's a different feeling team this year.
10 of the Finns are making their World Championship debut this year, which is very unusual for them. Mikko Lehtinen pokes that to Inala. Of course, the Finns are taking a look at players for that Four Nations tournament the NHL is going to hold next year during the All-Star break. Canada, the U.S., Finland, Sweden playing in that. Cal Granlund a centering pass that just missed Pakarinen. Inala has that chopped down by Calvin Turkov. That's played back down to the Finnish zone. Finns open with a shootout loss to the host Czechs on the Friday night of the opening day of the tournament. Then wins over Great Britain and Norway, but then the stumble. The loss to Austria on the goal, 0.1 seconds left, then the 5-3 loss to Canada.
This was a good game, good hard-fought game.
Came back with a 3-1 win to Denmark, but was hardly overwhelming. Kasky plays that in. It's knocked down by Fabrice Herzog and played back out. Hustling back is Rasmus Riesenen. Leonardo Giannoni not dressed for the Swiss in goal, so he gets arrested. A quick shot by Sintler is gloved by Sathari. The last time these teams played, it was Sathari versus Giannoni in the 2018 quarterfinals.
Both teams have some bodies out of the lineup. You know, Siegenthaler not playing. He's second in minutes. But second man Roman Josi, who is obviously first amongst defensemen, but T3 in the entire tournament in points. Right in the fray after a...
The draw, Tristan Shervay has shot, and the save is made by Sathari.
Imagine for Josi, tough loss against Vancouver, hard-fought series, and they got to turn around and be fully invested in this series, in this tournament.
Right.
You can't just come and show up and expect to do well, not even if you're Roman Josi. You have to be invested and care. He clearly does.
Good. Moves that back in. You can put it together a pretty good Finnish team for the players left in the NHL playoffs between Florida and Dallas alone.
So Carolina in the mix as well, who are just eliminated. You have about half a roster available to you.
There's Andres Ambiol, who sets the World Championship record every time he plays. His 138th game in his 19th tournament.
Pretty tidy 5 points at 6 games for the making sure he's not just here for moral support.
He's the oldest man in the tournament.
Patrick Thorson, a couple 40-year-olds.
Yeah.
We respect that.
He's a couple of months older than Thoresen. Yossi chips that back to Fora. And Michael Fora with it. Spent a year with Kamloops in the Western League. Moves that ahead to Ambul. Banks it back around Riikola with it. Kudu. Drops that back to Vili Sarajärvi. And the Finns regroup. Finns were 7th last year, lost their quarterfinal game 4-1 versus Canada. The Finns did not win a medal in any of the top-level men's competitions last year, the World Championship. But they lost track of that puck. Bjornen almost poked that home.
I don't think he saw that off the stick.
Now a lead pass for Nino Niederreiter busting in. Moved off the puck by Olli Määttä. But the World Championship, the World Junior, and the under-18s last year, the Finns did not win a medal the first time since 2012. They failed to do that. And this year, no medal so far, the juniors or the under-18s. So trying to avoid going back-to-back years without medals in the top-level men's competitions ever. That's centered. Hischier with a chance, and Sentry makes the save on the deflection by Nico Hischier.
Well, they're going to be hard-pressed to get a medal this year, given their path through Sweden and won. Now, I'm not sure what Akira Schmid's looking at. He thinks he has that covered against his chest. It's sitting right in the crease. When you go to catch a football and you try to pin it against your chest instead of using your hands, you have the glove on for a reason. Use it. But Finland's going to have to go through Sweden, and then whoever else in the semifinals. It's going to be a very hard path.
They reseed after the quarterfinal games. So the teams are seeded from 1 to 8. And the highest remaining seed plays the lowest seed. The two middle play each other. The Swedes looking to run their record to a perfect 7-0 tonight to take on Slovakia. And all their wins are in regulation. And they got an early 1-0 lead on the Slovaks.
It's good to have a virtual Olympic caliber defense corps in Sweden. Carlson, Hedman, Dahlin. Dahlin's on their 3rd pair.
Must be good. Lucas Raymond has scored again for Sweden to give them a 1-0 lead. Less than 3 minutes into that game. Granlund tries to pull that free, still loose for Pakarinen. Pakarinen shoots and goes off the foot of Turkov. No Johan Siegenthaler for Switzerland in this game tonight. Took a couple of hard hits in the game against Canada.
He gets hit hard often. A slighter guy playing defense, and he puts himself in spots where he gets hit, so just some general soreness. Should be good to go in a couple days.
Rasmus Riesonen. Tries for Koski. Now Fora back for it. Slides the puck back across for Kukan. Dean Kukan, former Columbus Blue Jacket, winds in. Drops it up for Dario Simeon, shoots, and Sutry makes a stop on him. Settler, loose behind the Finnish goal, throws that back and front, picked up by Jesse Puljujärvi. He's got 3 goals in 6 games for the Finns. Putting a couple against Canada. The Finns had a 2-0 lead on Canada. Less than 5 minutes into that game, head-to-head, the first 12 shots of the game as well, wound up losing it, 5-3. There's Koski, shoots, that's tipped just wide. Simeon back on it. Dario Simeon plays it back out to center ice. Rasmus Riesonen. Once upon a time, a draft pick of the Carolina Hurricanes. No surprise. Romain Loffel. Up for Sherby. That pass missed, and Sarajärvi has it back for the Finns. Kudu. Up to Helenius. Shoots! And again, Schmid seemed to miss that. Kick back to Konsta Helenius, the youngest player in the tournament. Riikola shoots. Helenius playing just his 3rd game of the tournament. Draft eligible for the 2024 NHL draft. Sarajärvi plays it back around, picked up by Gaetan Haas. He centers it, and Sherby couldn't get a shot away. And there's Sarajärvi back with it. Olli Määttä. Lead pass goes to Bjornen. It's knocked away by Niederreiter. Kept alive by Bjornen. Back goes Andre Glauser with it. Back around to Roman Josi, who slaps out ahead, but Mata knocks it down to the Finnish blue line. Matala. Up into Manalainen. And icing waved off as Niederreiter goes back. Two Swiss players collided. Fiala and Glauser as Niederreiter looked back. And Hischier chips that back down to the Finnish zone. Matala back with it. Around for Inala. Rink wide pass to Mata. And back is Josi to pick it up. And the Swiss changing here. Shots are 4-3 in favor of Switzerland. Long shooting by Josi. The Swiss have to tag back up to get onside. Veli-Matti Vitismaki up for Inala. Inala centers it. And Pecorino couldn't knock down that high pass. Vitismaki plays it back for Inala. Centers it again. Pecorino gets a shot away this time, and Schmid makes the save. Granlund. Knocked off the puck by Sven Young. Sven Andrighetto brings it out. Andrighetto stopped on a penalty shot in that game against Canada. Comes across the line. The play is offside. 12 to go in a scoreless first period here in Prague.
Now we have a time to move you, ladies and gentlemen. Please raise your hands and we go facing away this direction on your right hand. I believe in you. You ready? Let's go. And we go in the direction around the arena. Let's go, let's go. Raise your hands. Nice jump, nice jump. And here we go again. Be ready, be ready, be ready. Great, great, great. Keep the arena moving. Everybody for another round number 3. Hooray!
12 to go in the opening period. Finland taking on Switzerland, the last game of the preliminary round of the World Hockey Championship here in Prague. Sweden and Slovakia wrapping things up in Ostrava. Now, because the Czechs automatically play their quarterfinal game here, all their middle round games are here, that means that Switzerland will still have to go to Ostrava no matter where it finishes. Koski's shot that goes off his stick up another play.
So no matter what, both these teams are going to Ostrava for the quarters.
Yeah.
And if Switzerland wins in any fashion in this game, they come second. If they lose in any fashion, they come third. But there's a big difference. Second gets you Germany. Third gets you the United States.
Right.
And the U.S., quite frankly, is a stronger team than Germany. So plenty of incentive for Switzerland to have a good game and win.
Kapanen for the face-off. Wins it away from Gaetan Haas. At the point is Koski's shot. Again, that deflects up another play.
Switzerland has done their scouting report because so much of the offense for Finland in this tournament has come from point shots, traffic tips. However, Kaski has 5 assists. They're all from shots from point, tips, and the rebounds. So Finland will be playing up close to the Finnish defenders to try to take that away.
Kapanen with 6 goals so far in the tournament. No assists. And all those point shots have gone off his stick into the net. Puljujärvi throws it back in front. Kapanen couldn't reach that, and it's picked up by Ambuel. Played back out, and Riisanen picks it up. Rasmus Riisanen. Played a couple years in Everett in the Western Hockey League, then 6 years in the American League. Racing with a 32-year-old, plays in Sweden now for Linköping. Niederreiter back with it. Of course, for many years, Finnish players not in the NHL, a lot of them were playing the KHL. And almost all of them have declined to play in that league now. Lanius swings that rink wide. Jaska shoots. Mead makes the stop on that. Got it back up by Kevin Fiala, who got kicked out of the game against Canada for a 5-minute kneeing penalty. Now it's played back in front. Hischier a chance. Sattery saved the dig for it. Hischier still poking at it, and somehow Sattery keeps that out.
Sattery with a smile after fighting off Hischier. It's a broken play off a skate. Ends up right on Hischier's stick. He goes for the quick pop backhand, trying to fool Sattery before he gets set. Sattery makes the initial save, but Nico Hischier goes diving after the puck between the legs, sitting on top of the pad, behind the pad. Nice job by Helenius, the youngster. Doing enough to tie up Nico Hischier in front of the net so Hischier can't get a stick on a loose puck. I wonder if Sattery is playing for the starter's job in the quarterfinals.
Well,
I mean, Laramie's been excellent, although he's not played nearly as much as Sattery.
yeah, and he played Great Britain in Denmark. Sattery's our Olympic gold medal winner and their world champion goalie.
Yeah. He wasn't great against Canada.
And Jukka Jalonen is very difficult to read. Inscrutable might come to mind. Back at the point is Matala. Shoots. That goes wide, trying to find the stick of Jormika there. Olli Mata. Tried to work that frame. Back around to Menalainen. Matala swings back, played 4 years at Boston College in the NCAA. Leaves that back for Vidasmäki. Now lead pass for Inla missed. There's Pakarinen. Move back around. Vidasmäki has to retreat as Herzog hands it back for Switzerland. Fabrice Herzog moves back in. Vidasmäki steps up on him. Now from the point, that long shot taken by Fora, kicked out by Sattery. Sentler swings back to pick it up. And there's Romain Loeffel with it. Loeffel, one of the 8 Swiss players who's played at least 5 world championships. Granlund winds ahead. Gal Granlund shovels that across for Pakarinen. Back for Granlund. And the Finnish captain takes a couple of bumps there from Roman Josi, his former teammate in Nashville. Pick free by Glauser. Haas. Rink wide to Ambuel. In comes Andres Ambuel, one-handed stick. Throws that back, picked up by Pakarinen. And now Josi back for it. And Puisala tried to play that ahead. Haas feeds that back to Josi. Up for Sherbe, who chips that back down to the Finnish zone. Rissanen for Koski. And Hischier spilled as the puck came across the line. He plays offside at the Swiss blue line. 8:10 to go in a scoreless first period.
Nothing racing the official makeup look week in your taste, try the rest, and also with a virtual mirror. Witness the passion, the skill, the legendary lyrics. What a great smile, the lipstick or your cheering face. Choose your colors as you like. It's time to step into our virtual mirror at Notina. Hello!
5:10 to go here in the opening period. No score between Finland and Switzerland. Their first meeting in the World Championship since 2018.
12 minutes in, Finland has done as good a job as anyone in this tournament on Roman Josi.
Yeah.
You haven't said his name very often. He hasn't been up in the play. Haven't given him any of the rush chances. The rover action in the offensive zone. So far, so good.
Young swings out across for Kukan. Lifts it back down to the finish zone as Rissanen goes back. Up head for Kapanen, the Montreal second-round pick. Kapanen flips out ahead. Now knocked down by Puistila. And Patrick Puistila winds his way. And he plays for Jukurit in the Finnish league, where Olli Jokinen's his head coach. And now Kapanen's going to go for a trip as he took down Fiala. And the referee didn't like that slap of the puck as the penalty was called.
No rule against slapping the puck. The play's going on. Can't tell me how to shoot it. Sorry, as long as I'm not shooting at you. Oliver Kapanen. We started the tournament with such a bang. He had a hat trick, a 2-goal game, 6 goals in those first few games. Slowed down, understandably. Yeah, I mean, that's a hook and let it trip, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be called every single time. Reaching, sticking the feet and hips of Fiala. So now the power play, which is incredibly dangerous. 10 goals in the power play in the tournament already for Switzerland.
5 in one game against Austria in that 6-5 win, including the winner by Nico Hischier with under a minute to go in regulation. The Swiss trailed that game 2-0 and 3-1. Took a 5-4 lead, gave up a late tying goal, and then won in the power play with under a minute to go. Bjornen with the steal off Löffel. As Bjornen tries to play that in. Popped back out by Löffel. And Rigetto works it back in. Herzog plays that around. Now Herzog back on it. Back at the point, Löffel. Brand Rigetto walks it and shoots it. The far side pick. Couldn't quite hit it. And it bounces back down the ice.
Up and ready to go, Gord. 45 seconds, that's enough. Time for us to go.
Here is Josi, the Swiss captain. He sure was the captain, but when Josi arrived, he gave up the seat. Jaska works in shorthanded. Throws it back in front. It's off the skate of Josi. Jaska back with it. And scooped up by Fiala. What a good year for him in LA. 29 goals.
Just wait till he doesn't have to play the 1-3-1 next year.
Which
Take him in your pool.
Such a topic of conversation in LA at the end of the year.
Yeah. He's finally expressing some frustration with the system.
Which you almost never hear.
No.
Fiala moves that down to Niederreiter. 30 seconds to go on the Swiss power play. Fiala. Lots of options here. Moves it down to Ambul. Back for Fiala. Fiala. He shoots, and Santori got the blocker on that. Hischier works it back down to Ambul. Ambul back for Hischier. Shoots short side at the outside of the post.
Faster. Santori was on the wrong side of the net.
Niederreiter. Back to Hischier. Final seconds now on the power play. Hischier to Ambul. Feeds it back in front. Hischier with a chance, and it flips high. Kapanen steps back on a backhand shot by Fiala. That's stopped by Santori. Here's Kapanen with it. Plays that ahead. Moves in behind Kukan. And in on the tired Roman Josi. But a tired Roman Josi is still pretty good. Move back around. That puck squirts by Jesper Mattila. And back down to the finish end. Pakarinen runs in. Former Edmonton Oiler for Granlund. Granlund shoots. And that's gloved by Schmid. 5:03 to go here in the opening period. No score between Finland and Switzerland.
Dear hockey friends, now we are in break, and we have gifts for you. Official t-shirts of the championship. Are you ready?
Swiss zone with 5:03 to go here in the opening period. Pacarina wins that face-off back to Grant, and into the slot he goes and shoots. Off the stick of Matting and wide. Now Marty back with it. Up for Andrighetto. Sven Andrighetto. Gains center ice and winds his way in. Andrighetto pivots back. Drops it back for Berchi. For Fora. Poke check there by Pacarina. Pacarina tries to sweep that ahead. Now Granlund after it. Knocked in for Turkov. Calvin Turkov. And a taken by Inelev and stolen right back by Berchi. Turkov in, shoots, put that high.
Oh, got the mesh, but play on.
Berchi flips it back down. Christoph Berchi. Minnesota drafted in 2012. Had a couple of years for them. Yossi steps up. Herzog with it. He watched there by Lehtinen. Herzog picks it back out, drops that back to Yossi, who chips it ahead for Simeon. He missed it earlier. Great Britain shocked Austria today. And that regulation win guaranteed a quarterfinal spot for the Finns. Otherwise, it had to get at least a point tonight against the Swiss. Sentler back with it. Now he goes to Simeon. Puljujärvi flips that back down, and Glauser back to pick it up. Andrea Glauser plays for Lausanne in the Swiss League. They went to the Swiss League final this year against Zurich, coached by Jeff Ward, longtime NHL assistant coach and a former coach in the OHL. Puljujärvi up for Huru. It's played right back down to the Swiss zone. Huru back after it. Spelled H-Y-R-Y, and in Finnish, Y is U. Like Atu Ratu. Sarajärvi back to pick it up. Billy Sarajärvi plays for Langnau in the Swiss League. That long shot kicked up by Santeri off the stick of Hischier. The weird part is the Finns have 3 guys who play in Langnau. Switzerland has none. That long shot taken by Fiala, kicked out by Santeri with Niederreiter standing in front of him.
It's the Dallas of the Swiss League.
In comes Haas with it. Venäläinen moves that back up. And Christian Marty spins back with it. League championship with Zurich this year, playing for Mark Crawford. Zurich, a perennial powerhouse in the Swiss League. And tomorrow they'll be part of the Champions League draw. Is that set for next season?
So it's picking up a little more steam as they go year over year in Europe.
Ambuel up for Sherbe. And Jormika with it. Up for Bjornen. That's knocked down with 90 seconds to go in the opening period. Sweden still leading Slovakia 1-0 in the first period in Ostrava. Where the Swedes will wait for Finland in the quarterfinals on Thursday. Mikko Lehtinen, gold medals for the Finns, once at the World Junior, twice at the World Championship, and once at the Olympics. Big pass for Inelev, back goes Kukan for it. Brings it back around, Pacarina. Knocked off stride by Jung. He lost his stick on the play, Granlund. Got up by Sentler. Now Pacarina brings it back up, but he's poke checked there by Simeon. Picked up by Inelev. Poke check by Jung, and Herzog lifts it back down to the finish zone. Kaski goes back, being chased there by Sentler. Inelev feeds that back in, and Herzog has it back for Niederreiter. Niederreiter works in, trying to drop that back. It's picked up by Puljujärvi. Jesse Puljujärvi snaps that pass in for Sarajärvi. He was poke checked there by Löffel. And now Hischier busts in. Final seconds of the period. Niederreiter works in. The puck rolled off his stick. Fiala back with it. Centers it. Sends it up for Löffel. Picked off by Granlund. And we got a penalty coming. A slashing call with 2.9 seconds to go in the first period.
Awareness by Switzerland. Recognizing 5 seconds left. D can activate. Don't have to worry about turnovers. Fiala can force passes that maybe are dangerous because you don't have to worry about turnovers, and they force Mikael Granlund into a penalty. He comes right over top, hard on Löffel as he was about to get a pretty good look. So a power play that will likely bleed over into the second period.
And the Swiss have pulled their goaltender for the face-off. So a 6-on-5 chance here with 2.9 seconds to go.
Even like a full running slapper, it takes about 2 seconds in the air to get down the end of the ice. I like it. Aggressive.
It's Hischier for the face-off against Bjornanen, who's Finland's best. Scramble draw, comes back. Josi gets the shot away, and Sandri made the save.
Plenty of time for a good shot from Josi. Good work on the face-off. Good help from Niederreiter. Tap it back, and Josi cradles and fires. Satri blockers it away, but that was about as good as you could hope for in 2.9 seconds.
No score after the opening 20 minutes of the 2024 World Hockey Championship in Prague.
Well, 11 shots behind the Swiss team. They were better in this bad block. And the score is still goalless. It's 0 for Finland, 0 for Switzerland. Even the beginning of the second period. This is the lads. Enjoy our intermission.
All the teams are playing at full squad. Oba týmy hrají v plné. Team Finland number 64, Mikhail Gramun, committed penalty for slashing at 1957. Just
I want a team on three! Team on three! 1, 2, 3, 2! Okay, sticks down, let's go! Is he?
How's it going, Harry? Long time no see. Good, good. Good.
Hey! Let's not do anything stupid. Let's go.
All the teams are playing at full squad. Oba týmy hrají. All the teams are playing at full squad. Oba týmy. Full squad. Oba týmy hrají.
And it's a crucial battle, and I don't remember, to be honest, when Team Finland had won at the IIHF World Championship, but maybe it's to try and change this situation, and real cheer for Team Finland. Obviously, they are from our Prague group. And the quarterfinals for Switzerland was here. It was against Germany, and it is still possible right now. In case Team Switzerland will get 2 points, they will face sort of vendetta against Germany, because last year they lost in the quarterfinals 1-3. So great stories at this tournament.
But outside the hockey, outside the game, we are 1 day closer to reach the record of 2050, to override the history of Czech Hockey World Championship.
Well, let me tell you, we'll get into more details during the third period, and we've already crossed 1 point, but we will talk about it in the third period for sure. And one more thing, I will miss my Finnish friends, my Swiss fans. Please come back if possible. So it's simple. Beat your opponent, beat Sweden, and we're gonna meet each other once again on Sunday during the semifinals. But now, it's a great video, I can tell you. It's describing what we're living through.
It's about you, it's about the fans. You are amazing fans when you are cheering for your teams, but you are wearing fancy costumes as well. And let's check the best.
The surrounding opponents in the quarterfinals are currently in the lead in the game against Slovakia. 1-0 Team Sweden, and Slovakia is traveling to Prague. They'll be here on Thursday in the afternoon against Canada. It will be a great game, and I'm pretty sure that the arena will be packed once again, especially by the fans from Slovakia, our neighbors. But now, back to the game. Team Finland versus Team Switzerland. It was interesting first period, and here are the highlights of it.
No scoring in the opening period between the Finns and the Swiss. In the final game of the preliminary round on this side of the draw. Over at Ostrava right now, it is Sweden still leading Slovakia by a score of 1-0. And we'll begin with the Swiss on the power play for 1 minute and 58 seconds.
Talked about when power plays straddle the intermission.
Historically, they are not as
Good as when they are in the middle of a period. You think, well, fresh ice, fresh game plan. That generally hasn't been the
See
case.
that line?
well, a couple reasons for that.
Oh, face off at center ice instead of in the offensive
There's one.
zone.
Go. Press down. Ready? Good.
Sort of out of the rhythm of the game a little bit. You got to kind of get sweating again. Another one is fresh ice is hard to make plays in tight.
Now Bjornen with a steal. Works that back around. And he sure chips it back to Yossi. Fiala for Ambul. Longtime captain in Davos pokes that ahead. He was taken down. That was moved back down to the Swiss blue line. Switzerland's silver medalists in 2013 and 2018. Roman Yossi was a member of both those teams. Their only medals in the last 70 years at the World Championship. Hischier. Back to Yossi. Cross to Fiala. Works it and shoots. It's off the stick of Rasmus Riesen and up and out of play.
It's surprising to hear that because they've been so good the last half decade.
Yeah, the problem is they've not been good in the medal round. They've,
Right.
they've lost 4 straight quarterfinal games. They got upset last year.
But mentally, you're used to seeing them roll through the first 7 games, 5-2, 6-1, which is what the record of medal-winning teams is. It just, for whatever reason, when they've gotten to the quarterfinals, they haven't been able to find the results.
Off the face-off. One around to Juuso Riikola, who plays in the Swiss League in Langnau. The Swiss team in 2013 had a perfect 9-0 record going into the gold medal game against the Swedes in Stockholm, but lost that. Bouncing puck goes to Huru, who sends it back down the ice. Inside a minute to go in this power play. And now Schmid has to leave that as Yossi pokes that back into Hischier with a head of steam. In comes Nico Hischier. Walks right in and shoots. He flipped that wide. Simeon plays it back to Yossi. Roman Yossi back across to Fiala. Down to Hischier. For Fiala. Down to Hischier. Back to Fiala. Across he goes for Yossi. Sends it back in front. Good deflection there by Niederreiter. A good save by Sattery. Fiala plays it back around. And the penalty winding down here as Loeffel holds the line for the Swiss. Slides that down to Simeon for Hischier. In shoots. And that's off the stick of Mata. Up and out of play.
Pretty good kill to start the period for Finland. Not too many looks. When Hischier picks it up right now, Riikola says, oh boy, I'm in trouble. He thinks he has him. And then he quickly recognizes, no, I actually do not. He's got too much speed for me. And then the shot passed for a tip, but ooh, Riikola got a piece of it before it got to Niederreiter. As Nino does a lot of the work in front of the net. The power play not quite as glamorous.
Kind of like a goal he scored, maybe the biggest goal for the Swiss junior team in 2010 in Saskatoon. The quarterfinal winner against the Russians in overtime. Deflection in the high slot that was initially credited to someone else.
It's a real campaign to get that changed, I heard.
I might have been a bit relentless about that. I just, you know, it's a big goal.
Yep.
And now
Calling a follow through on the high stick on Sherway.
Sherway's mad. Inla plays it back out for Granlund. That's another change. The IIHF rulebook has merged in great respect with the NHL rulebook, and that was a major difference.
Another one down there. Marty got clipped by Inla, I think.
Those used to be high sticking penalties.
Regardless of on a fall through or not.
Fall through of a shot or a pass was still a high sticking penalty. They've changed that. Now picked up by Berchi. Berchi winds ahead and bounces that down. Satri swats at that. Leighton goes back as Christian Marti steps into him. Picked up by Berchi. As the Swiss change in the offensive zone, Andrighetto has that knocked away, but slides it back to Turkov. And now Kukov. Turkov. Back at the point. Kukov walks right in and shoots. He put that wide. Turkov back with it. Alvin Turkov. Former Kelowna Rocket in the Western Hockey League. Back to Young for Turkov. For Andrighetto. That's banked back and picked up by Sven Young, who plays it back in. Sven Young spent 3 years in Wilcox, Saskatchewan, playing for the Notre Dame Hounds. Puljujärvi winds ahead. Shoots at the discarded stick, and that caused the path of the puck to change, and Schmid had to be careful with that.
The dead stick tip. Schmid gets it right out of the defensive zone. Shoots it all the way to the Finland bench.
That pass picked up by Glauser working in. Andrea Glauser slides that back, and a hard shot by Berchi, kicked out by Satri. Here they come again, it's Yossi. Roman Yossi feeds that back to Glauser. Slides it in for Niederreiter. Great movement by the Swiss. Niederreiter shoots, he fired that wide. Now picked back up by Patrice Herzog. Two-time Swiss Olympian. Now Fora goes back for it.
A little more flow in the offensive zone for Switzerland. That's what we're used to seeing when they're at their best.
Yeah, they move the puck around. They
move their bodies around.
Right.
As well.
Niederreiter slides that in, knocked down by Olimata. He plays that back down to the Swiss zone. Still 1-0 Sweden leading Slovakia. Slovakia will be Canada's quarterfinal opponent here on Thursday. Loeffel sends that down off the save. Here comes Fiala, scores! Kevin Fiala on the rebound, and Switzerland has a 1-0 lead.
What a play by Roman Loeffel. We've seen him do this several times. From his own side of center, fire the puck on the pass for rebounds, and Eddie Satri just spits this right where he doesn't want it, right to Fiala. On rushing behind the defenseman, fake shot, hard pull. He's going full speed there. No chance for Batilia or Satri to make the pass, but that's a Al McInnes skipper. But you got to spit that in the corner. You got to do better with that. I know it's coming fast, but you have to recognize it. Here comes Fiala to my right. I got to at least get that over to the left or back out past him. He does neither, and Kevin Fiala tucks it home.
Goals in 3 straight for Fiala, who now has 5 in the tournament. His second year of the 7-year contract extension he signed with the Los Angeles Kings. Sharp angle shot put wide by Manalainen. Kukan to Haas. Gaetan Haas, the former Edmonton Oiler. Moves out ahead, picked off. Bjornen slides it to Jormika as the Finns are changing. Jormika plays it back in. Picked up by Haas, and the puck was played with a high stick.
And Kevin Fiala has got that combination of speed and strength and skill, and it's a well-timed shot because he's got to be going full speed at the blue line when Loeffel shoots it. And he's going so fast. Attila can't do anything to him. You like his chances in alone, one-on-one with a goalie. He's so slick.
Remember early in his career in Nashville, he butted heads with Peter Laviolette in the early going. It took a while for Fiala to adjust to the straight line game in the NHL, wouldn't you say?
He wanted to do his own thing.
And Laviolette wanted him to do his thing.
Well, for a good reason, generally speaking. It's worked for Fiala in his career doing his own thing.
Granlund gets roughed up there by Marty. Now Andrighetto picks it free and moves it around to Fora. Also plays for Davos. which sounds like a very civilized place to play pro hockey.
That's one way to put it. I've never been.
I haven't either. I'd love to go to Spengler sometime. It's a tough time of the year for us with the World Junior on at the same time, but Berchi, lead pass to Turkov, skips down, and Satri sweeps that away. The fondue, the rink with the open end, up in the mountains. Here's Josi back with it, sends it back in front, knocked away by Lehtinen. And the puck goes over and out. Kevin Fiala has given Switzerland a 1-0 lead here in the second.
And it's time to vote for the Skoda Pen of the game. You will vote through the office from IIHF that is scored by Skoda. If you don't have it yet, you can get it with the score code. Scan it, go to the application and vote for your Skoda Pen of the game. You will decide between Suomi and Sheets. Here are two candidates to become Skoda Man of the Game. Hello! Okay, dancing and drinking. What will win? Is the dance, is the drink? In case you finish the drink, you will get points. But not yet. The finish dance is simply beautiful. And I can feel it. Not still. We don't drink, we dance. So let's reveal the winner, who will be Skoda Fan of the Game.
13:05 to go in the second period. The Swiss have a 1-0 lead on the Finns. The last 3 meetings between these two decided by 1 goal, 2 of them in overtime. Their last meeting was the 2018 quarterfinal.
It's like most of Finland's games against their top teams are decided by 1 goal.
Swiss won that quarterfinal en route to a silver medal that year. Puljujärvi tees it up, and a rolling puck is kicked away by Schmid. Kapanen up for Puljujärvi, who chips that back ahead. Lauser plays it back around, and Hischier moves it ahead for Niederreiter. Niederreiter for Fiala jumping in. Fiala with Josi on the wing, and now back at the point. Glauser shoots, scores! Andrea Glauser with a rocket makes it 2-0 Switzerland. He loves to shoot it.
He's supposed to be the stay-at-home guy for Roman Josi, but he's got a little something there as well. There's good puck protection, control, and again, Fiala pushes everyone back. And that's when things get interesting. Roman Josi drives through as the first forward going through, defenseman, but he opens up the lane. Glauser leans into all of that.
He stepped into that.
He had the hand low on the stick, was just going to power it right past Satri, and he did.
Matla sends it down. Here's Schmid back out for it. Leaves it back for Kukan. Switzerland 5-0-1. They were 6-0-1 last year and suffered maybe the biggest upset in recent memory in the medal round, beaten in overtime by Latvia. The Latvians went on to win the bronze medal, their first ever medal at the World Championship. Latvia did not qualify for the quarterfinals. That opened the door, that hit.
So dangerous, young.
Jesper Matala was driven into the door and it opened.
Goodness, he looks at it, okay, really, really bad outcomes can happen when this occurs.
Right. That door does not normally open. That's not where the ice crew comes out.
His foot went right out of the gate. His foot was outside the playing surface. His left leg.
Whoa.
So many bad things could happen. Everybody fortunate that that didn't result in anything more. Matala. Shake it off.
Lucky.
Make for a heck of a pitcher.
Face off in the finish zone. Haas battles with Bjorn and wins that back, but it's picked up by Ambul. Jormika has it back for the Finns. And Haas flipped out ahead, bouncing puck at center ice. Manalainen with it. And stolen back by Ambuel, who flips it back down to the Finnish end. Sherve goes after it. Haas back to Loeffel. Fora tries to send that ahead. Now Sherve plays it back to Loeffel. Bjornanen got tied up at center ice, and Ambuel banks it back down to the Finnish end. In comes Turcoff with a backhand shot, goes wide. And Granlund tied up. Up ahead to Manalainen, along with Jormika and Granlund. Long shot, tipped on goal, score! Granlund got a piece of that, and Finland's back within one. A flyby tip for Mikael Granlund.
Watch this for offside. It was tight. The Swiss bench checking right now, but that was a delightful tip from Granlund. Just changed the pace and let Schmid slide out of the way. It's offside. I think it will be.
Yep. And the Swiss saw it. They're going to challenge.
You know what? If you are the puck carrier, if you can, you got to try to force it across the blue line and then pull it back onto the blue line to keep everyone on side. But Patrick Fisher very clearly seeing that and reacting to it quickly.
So the linesman will go and watch this replay.
If this takes more than 15 seconds, I'll be disappointed.
Turn to Wionczek on the right from Canada. And David Zunke from Latvia.
So Manalainen's got to get all the way inside the blue line before the other guy crosses, and he doesn't get anywhere near it. So Jormaka on the far side. And part of that's good defense, right? Josi is challenging him before he gets the puck over the blue line. Doesn't take away from the niftiness of the tip, but they'll probably put 2 seconds back on the clock and put the puck at the blue line.
After reviewing the play was offside. We have no goal.
Michael Campbell with the call. And so a really nice flyby deflection by Granlund.
I love that one. Mid-stride, high slot, just a little touch, slow it down, and tuck it in the corner, but all for naught as it was erased by a correct and clear offside challenge.
Erik Karlsson has scored for the Swedes, up 2-0 on Slovakia in the second.
Try to stay perfect. They've won every game in regulation so far. 6-0 and 0 and 0.
Nine gone here in the second. They're going to fix the clock.
That would have been the second shot on goal only of the period. They'll probably take it off the board now. There was no shot. It occurred. So Finland, here we are 9 minutes in. Just one shot on net.
And a rare burst for the Finns there.
First time you see them skate clean from the neutral zone in what seems like ages.
Lehtinen fires that around. Pakarinen back on it. And the bouncing puck goes to Berchi. Up to Andrighetto, who slaps that down. Rolling puck. Lehtinen goes back. Icing was waved off as Lehtinen had the stick of Turcoff at his arm, and then Lehtinen got steamrolled by Berchi. Turcoff back with it. Around to Glauser. And Berchi back with it. Berchi spins that down in the corner for Andrighetto. Drops it up to Josi, steaming in. Roman Josi throws that towards the goal. It's picked off, and now Inola back the other way with Granlund. Inola fires that down, goes off on a change, or his line mates do anyway. And the puck bounces right into them at the Finnish bench.
Glauser, the most recent goal scorer. Look how, see, just before he takes the stick back, he drops his hand down the shaft of the stick, maybe 6-8 inches, to get extra torque into the ice, to put everything he can. 161 kilometers an hour, whoa! I'm no mathematician, but that sounds like 100 mph.
It's about 100 miles an hour, yeah. And that's not stationary in a part of shot competition. That's moving in a game. Riisanen drops that back. And Kukan slides it ahead. If any team can hit the switch in the quarters,
True.
might be Finland.
They have had a knack of finding results when it matters most.
That, by the way, is exactly 100 miles an hour. Actually, not exactly, apparently. 100.04. We're off.
We'll give ourselves a pass on the rounding errors.
It's a speeding ticket regardless. Let's put it that way.
You don't often see players get to 100 miles an hour in a game. It just doesn't happen. NHL anywhere.
Jaska has that knocked down by Haas. Haas up ahead to Ambul. That's knocked over by Yarvi. That's offside at the Swiss blue line. 9:08 to go in the second period. Still 2-0 in favor of the Swiss.
Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for you. Because with one moment, we have the crowd battle. Budeme mít souboj tribun. Začneme na této straně. Okay, we are starting here. It's a crowd battle, so be as loud as possible. You ready? Go!
Swiss up 2-0 here in the second period. The Finns thought they pulled it in goal, but the goal was disallowed for an offside review.
It's tough when they've had so little offense to think if you're going to waste a chance that would have been a goal.
Fired back down by Olli Mata. And here's Konsta Helenius looking for it. One of the youngest players to play in the last decade in the Finnish league. Plays for Jukurit for Olli Jokinen. Turned 18 on the first Saturday of the tournament. He played in Finland's SM Liga as a 16-year-old.
Put up nice numbers this year. I mean, it's hard when the World Juniors being compared to maybe what Celebrini did or what Connor Bedard did. You're a teenager playing it right now. A World Junior is a tournament for 19 and 20-year-olds. This is a tournament for professional men.
Right.
The numbers in Finland don't lie.
21 goals, 14 goals out of 51 games, 36 points. Didn't have a great World Junior. But, it's so funny because you don't normally expect draft-eligible players to do it. And then, of course, Bedard goes supernova, and that becomes the standard.
He is the exception to the rule.
Celebrini, too. I mean, there are exceptions. Hischier works his way in. Nico Hischier. Oh, nifty move there. Drops it back to Fiala. Now, Fiala poke check by Jormik, and that shot goes wide from Lawful. Niederreiter drops it off to Josi, and Roman Josi winds in. Josi pivots back. Now flipped away by Lehtinen. Josi steps into Bjornen. Bouncing puck picked up by Vidismäki, who plays for Tappara Tampere in the Finnish league. And Tappara won its third straight SM Liga title this year, coached by a Swede, Rickard Gronberg, who went to Finland.
It's a head coaching job still available in the NHL. You wonder if Gronberg might be one of the few first Europeans to get a good look.
In comes Gaetan Haas busting in. Haas works in. It rolls off his stick and wide. Ambul back with it. And back at the point is Kukan. To Ambul. Andres Ambul. Swings that back down to Haas. And Haas has a long shot. Satri save. And the rebound almost cashed there by Sven Young. Young got crunched by Lehtinen. And Pakarinen plays it back to center ice. Kukan up for Berchi. Got hung up on the linesman skate. And Pakarinen plays it to the line, but not out. And now finally moved out by Pakarinen. Bouncing puck goes to Berchi, winding in. Drops it off for Turkov. Kurashev moves in. The puck rolled off his stick. So Kurashev of the Chicago Blackhawks shoots. Satri makes the stop. And he corrals the rebound.
Keeps trying to press the offensive end. Gaetan Haas, fourth line, puts it in, and that's a nice tip. Oh boy, just off the side of the net from Cherve, off the toe of Satri. Almost. I think the way that Cherve and Berchi can buzz around that fourth line are a handful.
Patrick Fisher spreads the ice time out fairly evenly for the forwards. Yossi plays a lot on the blue line.
I imagine as they go forward, though, you'll see that first line with Hischier and Fiala getting upwards of 21 minutes or so.
In comes Yossi with it. Plays that back around. Simeon. Back in for Sentler. And now Herzog back with it. Fabrice Herzog plays that to an open corner, and the Finns hemmed in here with 6 to go in the second period. Kapanen to Puljujärvi, who was also a very good draft-eligible player at a World Junior. The MVP of the 2016 Junior. And picked 4th overall by Edmonton that year. Kukan drops it back for Hischier. Kukan plays it back around for Glauser. Glauser scored the second Swiss goal. Plays that back in. Fiala goal and assist in this game. And now Fiala sent sprawling as Huru sends it back down to the Swiss zone. And Young ranges back. Icing called against the Finns, who are having a hard time getting anything going here. They're outshot 9-1 in the second period.
I think that's part of the Swiss game that doesn't get enough credit. We think about the offense, the creativity, and the fluidity. They can check you to the ground as well, as they are right now for Finland. One shot, no chances in the second period. Rarely in the offensive zone. In large part is how well Switzerland has been checking.
Off the face-off, here's Lawful with it, shoots. Satri makes a glove save and drops it down for Mata. Only Mata. That for Yaksa. And now Huru tries to center, picked up by Hischier. Out for Niederreiter. Nino Niederreiter spins back, being harassed by Huru. Now Fora snaps that pass in. A good one to Fiala. And Fiala rink wide to Hischier. The pass out of his reach. Slides it back down to Niederreiter. Looks for Fiala. Oh, he thought about it.
Hey, there's something going on back there.
Fiala still with it, drops it off. Young works in. He's poke checked by Jormaka. And move back down to the Swiss zone. Vidismaki plays it back in. There's Menelainen. Centers it, and Jormaka's pass was blocked by Fiala. Jormaka drops that back to Leighton and plays it back in for Bjornen. Slid away from him, Menelainen. Back to the point to Vidismaki. And that's knocked away by Young, and Fiala slaps that pass for Ambul. Fires it back down. It got away from Satri. And Haas plays it back in the corner. Ambul after it. Jormaka plays that back down. Ambul goes digging after it.
Picked up by Pakarinen. Slides it back to Riisanen for Kaski. And a penalty coming now. It's going to be Glauser for taking down Granlund. And the Finns are going to the power play.
Now let's check the audience and let's find someone now who is going to steal the show. It is your show time. Guys, if you are ready, let's move on the stairs because stairs are yours. It's time to start. Let's go! It was your showtime!
3:24 to go in the second period. Sweden's opening up to a 4-0 lead. And Anders Ambul goes off here for interference, giving Finland a power play. And you get the sense they got to have one here.
Got absolutely nothing going on in the second period. Just one shot so far. Get one here, get back within one. A little bit better about themselves heading into intermission.
Off the face-off, pulled free by Pakarinen, back for Lehtinen. Mikko Lehtinen. Or Puistila. Lines that back for Lehtinen, and he held the line. Inola. Back for Lehtinen. Cross for Puistila. That pass misfire for Pakarinen. Marty's got it back and he'll send it down the ice.
Trying to set up that little Pakarinen to Granlund bump pass right in front of the net. And he worked it really well, not for a goal last game, trying to find it again.
Lehtinen drops it back for Granlund. And Mikhail Granlund works in, fires that back around. Inola crunched there by Young.
He flies around recklessly.
Inola. Back for Lehtinen. Slides it across to Granlund. Being harassed by Shervey. Granlund going to drop that back. Now played back across by Puistila to Inola. Inola holds, has a look. Back to Lehtinen for Granlund. Feeds it back across. Inola scores! Granlund to Inola. That'll count.
And the Finns are back within one.
As long as Lehtinen kept the puck in about 40 seconds earlier, right on the blue line, it was tight as well, but that was a beautiful pass from Granlund. When he gets on the half-wall strong side, he's trying to find seams. Inola, who has been firing pucks towards the net over and over, leads the team in shots, and finally gets one up. He's had a lot of these one-timers where he gets it into the pad, not under the bar. That one, right where you need it, under the bar. And Finland on the board.
Inola played for Frölunda this year in the Swedish League, led the Swedish League in playoff goals this year.
All right, so second shot of the period, but you're down one.
They're not going to. You won't love how you got here, but the fact is you're within one. That's a net positive given how the game has gone. So you'll take it. Pass from Granlund. He can really move it around.
He had 60 points this year for a not very good team in San Jose.
That is the nicest thing anyone said about San Jose this year. Not very good. They had a tough year.
Yes.
And we're rewarded for it. First overall pick coming up.
Yeah. Mata plays it back. Manalani, a shot that was blocked by Hischier. Manalani gets it back for Mata. Mata tees it up and shoots. Who's trying to find the stick of Jormika there. Played back by Matala. And Hischier banks it back out as Mata goes back to pick it up. Jaska flips that back ahead, knocked down by Josi. Flips it back down to the Finnish blue line. And Jesper Matala Banks it back out. Here's Glauser back with it, being shouted there by Jaska. And Josi picks it free. Roman Josi goes off the end boards and didn't get the bounce back he wanted. Icing called against the Swiss. 1 to go here in the second.
So we've seen about a dozen of these one-timers, and Haas is there. He just kind of also loses the seam. The stick around the right spot, but can't pick it off. You just got to give credit to the passer as well, right? You float one through there, guys in the right spots, and it lands on the shooter's stick. Ends up in the back of the net.
Koski with a shot, save made by Schmid. It deflected down, and the Finns came that close to tying it up.
Change of pacer off Simeon's stick. There's one draw. Granlund tees up Koski and bouncing around, and Curious Schmid can't track a Super Bowl puck. It's bobbing and spinning, trying to track it. Overreacts, fights it off, eventually gets the whistle. Getting a little something going.
Now Granlund for the face-off against Turkov. Granlund trying to win that forward, and Berchi has it back for Andrighetto. Batted ahead by Berchi, and picked up by Turkov in the corner. Back around he goes for Andrighetto. That's picked off by Granlund. And away come the Finns. Granlund with Puljujärvi. Works it and shoots, and a save made by Schmid. It's set back down the ice, and a face-off coming back down to the Swiss zone with 30 seconds to go in the second period.
Best push of the period has come since they scored the goal last 3 minutes of the second. Finland starting to find some open ice through the neutral zone. Attacking, they can do that. They're good, but they're not perfect.
Face-off won back by Bjorn, and then Andrighetto gathers up the rolling puck. In comes Andrighetto. Throws that rink wide, picked off by Koski. Abdul banks it off the end boards. A chance for Turkov, but Sattery freezes that.
We've seen face-off chances at one end. Maybe with 17 seconds left, we'll see one at the other end as Nico Hischier pops out. Glauser and Josi to have a little conversation about what they want to try to run on this offensive zone face-off. The way Josi moves around, it's a real challenge. Pressure on Jormaka to keep him under control.
Trying to track Josi in the defensive zone.
So you want to take away time and space so you get close to him. But you get too close too fast, he goes around you. It's a tricky dynamic.
And you never know where he's going to be.
You're chasing behind the net because he might be down there for 20 seconds. You're playing man on man, he's trouble in the defensive zone.
Lehtinen. There's that for Menelainen. And back down to the Swiss zone as Josi goes back. Fiala. That knocked down, and Lehtinen played it back in. As time winds down here in the second period, all the scoring done in the second. Swiss took a 2-0 lead, but Jiri Inala, the late goal. It's a 2-1 lead for the Swiss after 2 periods of play here at the World Hockey Championship in Prague.
Score after the second period, Finland 1, Switzerland 2. Za utkání boduje Řediněš, Sasko, Finsko 2-1.
31 shots, but nothing is decided yet. Only one goal difference between Finland and Switzerland. We do have a little intermission program for him, including the quiz. So in case you want to get some prizes, take part in the quiz. And before that, it's time for the statistics.
When you
Good safety, boys. Yeah.
After reviewing the play was offside. We have no goal.
Sorry, Sven, sorry. Sven, hey, you good? I didn't see you coming. All good.
of Finnish players. One of them is for sure Oliver Kapani. And Oliver is obviously number 2, 186 correct answers. Final task, final question. What was the overall attendance of the 2004 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship at Czechia? 552,640,686,000 or 741,690. It's 2004, the first tournament in this arena. It was just over 550,000. We learned a lot over the past 20 years, and we crossed this point already yesterday. What we will cross today, it'll be a surprise. Here is the winner, Radim Sokor. I think that Radim is winning for the third time, as I remember. So congratulations, Radim. You can pick up your prizes and information that's behind 101. Radim Sokor Enriquez, se nos interesa na informacji za sektorem 101. Gratuluję serdecznie Radimowi. And we're almost ready to follow also the game that is being played in Ostrava. Slovakia for the last time in Ostrava. They're coming back to Prague and they're losing with Sweden 0-4. But doesn't matter. Sweden already won their Group B and they will face Team Finland in the quarterfinals and Slovakia in the afternoon on Thursday here in Prague against Canada. This is what the IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship is bringing to you, so enjoy it on Thursday. But before, the final group stage game is not over in Prague Arena. One more period to go in the game where Finland is losing to Switzerland 1-2. How it all happened, you will find out, because we do have the highlights of the second period right now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the arena, Team Finland! And say hot treats, because here comes Team Switzerland!
Akira Schmid allowed 1 goal on 10 finished shots here Through 2 periods of play, Harry Sutton's allowed 2 goals on 21 Swiss shots. It's a 2-1 game that doesn't feel like it is or should be that close.
Well, it's been all Switzerland. They've controlled the play. They've had the better chances. They've had the puck in the offensive zone. But if you're Finland, you're like, listen, we haven't played well. And we're only down 1. One good period, we can steal this game.
Right.
We feel better about ourselves as Switzerland, we know, still has lots to play for to try to avoid the U.S. in the quarterfinals, which they are desperate to try to get through.
A win of any kind gets them Germany in the quarters in Ostrava. They're going to do Ostrava anyway because the Czechs automatically play their quarterfinal game here. But a much different opponent as Matala comes across the line. That's offside.
Exactly right. The U.S. is scoring goals by the bunch. They just brought over Charlie Lindgren as a third goalie, as Alex Lyon had been injured early in the tournament and had left. They were left with Nedeljkovic and Trey Augustine.
So you're able to make changes. You can name up to 22 skaters, 3 goaltenders. Now, in the old days, once you named them, you couldn't make any changes. The only thing you could do is if a goalie got hurt, you could apply to the IIHF for an emergency exemption. Now, the rules have been loosened. You can now say, this player's been hurt, we'd like to bring someone else in.
Yeah.
The IIHF would look at the person and say,
is he legitimately hurt or is not? If he is, they can replace him.
It's the IIHF.
Yes.
So the IIHF would determine, yes, that player is legitimately injured, you can replace him.
In this case, Alex Lyon left the game in the middle of the game and then went back to North America.
Right.
So I'm sensing he's pretty hurt.
Yeah.
So they're able to Charlie Lindgren, who had a great finish to the year with Washington.
Yes.
And I bet he's the goalie of record starting on Thursday.
We know the Finns will play the Swedes in Ostrava. We know Canada will play Slovakia here. Fiala back with it. And that's taken away by Inala. Yuri Inala banks that back down as Glauser goes back for it. Andrea Glauser has one of the Swiss goals. Now picked up by Inala. Walks in and shoots. Schmid the save. Rebound to Granlund. Try to force that back the other way. Roman Josi banks it back around. Josi just 16 minutes played through the first 2 periods.
Just on pace for a nice, comfortable 24.
Inala back with the expanded rosters. In the IIHF rules, you have 20 skaters as opposed to 18 in the NHL. Rare to see a guy play 25 minutes in a game. Very rare. Kasky fans on that pass. Herzog knocks it down for Kurashev. In comes Kurashev, shoots, and Satri makes the save.
Satri spent parts of 4 years in the NHL and played just 6 games.
That's a lot of watching and up and down for the Miners.
He was a San Jose 4th in 08. In comes
Oliver Kapanen with his uncle Sammy watching from the Finnish TV booth, or the TV studio right above him.
And Sammy would be appreciating Kevin Fiala. This is a crafty play. Dump in on net, corral the rebound and beat the defenders to it. Nice finish, and then draw multiple defenders. Set up the ladder play for a one-time for Glauser, and Kevin Fiala, who also came to the tournament late, who also just had a new baby as well.
Yes.
Prior to his arrival. And went through that experience, his wife, and then hustled on over to play.
Yeah.
Go right back to diaper duty in a week.
Fiala made his World Championship debut at the age of 18 for the Swiss.
33 goals a couple of years ago for Minnesota.
And there's Ambiol with it. Played back down to the Finnish zone. And there's Puljujärvi, sealed there by Marti. And Gaetan Haas worked that free. Haas centers it. Picked up by Ambiol, walks right in. Satri, great pad save on Ambiol. Wow. And loose in the corner is Sarajärvi to pick it up. Move back down to the Swiss zone. Yossi steps into Consta Helenius, who has played sparingly in this game and in this tournament. Here's Glauser back with it. Up to Berchi, chips that back down. And Hudo goes back to pick it up. Got some room. Slides it to Helenius. Consta Helenius pivots back. Along the boards, knocked down by Yazga, but kicked out by Turkov. Didas Maki moves out ahead. Fiala's back out there along with Kishir and Niederreiter for Switzerland. Now poke free. And there's Fiala with it. Takes a chop at that. Fiala was traded by Minnesota to LA for Brock Faber in a first-round pick in a classic deal that has helped both teams.
Brock Faber had a brilliant rookie season.
Probably going to be second in Calder Trophy voting.
And he's on an entry-level contract, which is a must right now for Minnesota because they have one more year of cap difficulties.
Putting it nicely again.
Yes. Fiala's given LA a dynamic player that they love, that they can afford, no problem.
Now move back down to the Swiss zone, a race for it. Inala did not win that race. It's not the race to the end, it's the race to the dot.
It was tight, but Ty goes to the defense as Chris Andrew takes his broken play, just kind of bounces in front to him, and he tries to walk around, and it's the stick of Huistala who comes back just about to tuck it in. Yeah, it's underneath him. It looked like he's going to have space to the post. And a good back check from Patrick Huistala. Turn him aside.
Face off, one back to the Swiss zone again. Yossi goes back. Being chased there by Pakarinen. He goes high off the glass, but it's knocked down by Mata. Puck up the zone, however, play called offside on the Finn. So if the Swiss win in any fashion, it'll be Canada versus Slovakia in Prague, USA versus Czechia here, Sweden versus Finland in Ostrava, and Switzerland versus Germany.
That is a very, the USA-Czechia game is a really tough quarterfinal.
Yeah, like
really tough.
Because don't forget, this Czech team very different now.
They got Pasternak, Natchez, Zaka, the home crowd.
Right.
The American teams are loaded with young stars.
Turkov. Up for Andrighetto. Sarajarvi knocks it down. Lehtinen has the puck at his feet. A couple of decent border battles in there. Sweden, Finland.
There's some spirited affairs, no doubt.
Switzerland, Germany.
And the Swiss and the Germans have a nice dynamic to them. Where Switzerland, I think, is ahead of where Germany's at. But not by a lot. Like, they're the sort of next tier. If it's Canada, US, Sweden, Finland are the top four teams that are playing in this tournament. Czechia, Switzerland, Germany, they're all sort of lumped together. And Switzerland and Germany are newer to the idea of being upper level.
If you're looking at teams that haven't won this in the modern era, like the United States won some in the 30s, who's most likely to break through? Probably Switzerland.
You got to think if the Americans ever sent their best team, they would be the Americans. Yeah. But yes, given what we've seen the last 10 years, Switzerland's right there.
Away comes Haas, swings it across to Shervey. Shervey back for Haas, that got through, and Sattery kicked that away. And the puck squirts off the glass, up and out of play.
And what's been different for Switzerland now is that they play so well as a team, they win a lot of round-robin games. But then when it came time to the knockout stages, the semifinals, the medal games, they didn't have the best players. The guys who could elevate, the guys who could make a difference when the game got tightest. They didn't have Crosby. have players like that, but they do now. Roman Josi is that. He's that in the NHL, he's that tournament, this tournament as well. Fiala is that. Guys who are singularly talented enough to make a difference in the very tightest games.
And Heischer's one of the best two-way centers in the NHL.
I'll not forget about him at all.
That shot by Martin swept away by Sattere. Played back down to the Swiss end. And away comes Kurashev. Now in a best on best, the Finns love their chances.
They have a lot of really good players. Yes. Play this style, but play it better.
And you only need 20. The difference is some countries like Canada could put together 3 teams. The Finns only need 1. And it's pretty darn good.
We'll get a sense of it next February. No all-star game, just a 4 nations competition.
Here's Mata with it. Olli Mata banks that back to Vitismaki. Inala pokes out ahead, knocked down by Glauser. 6.5 gone here in the third. Counts are 24-12. It was 10-4 in the second period. Niederreiter banks that back around to Hischier. Picked out by Pakarinen with Inala. And Pakarinen sweeps that down to the Swiss zone. Picked up by Fiala, puts it way up in the air. A little backspin on that. Here's Inala. Turns it over to Andrighetto. Drops it back to Berchi. Sattere down, shoveled back in front, tipped wide by Andrighetto.
We're going to see a rarely seen backhand wraparound.
Yeah. Paul Correa was very good at those.
Kratz.
Yeah.
Doug Gilmore. Yeah.
Lead pass to Puljujärvi. Stopping his tracks by Fora. Plays that down, icing called against the Swiss.
On the numbers, this past season, 40 Finnish skaters, 8 goalies. Probably usually Saros would be the starter.
Yeah, Saros would be their goalie.
Again, you only need one of those.
Heiskanen.
It's good to have 5 if you're the Americans, but you only need 1.
Heiskanen's one of the top defensemen in the NHL.
Barkov just won the Selke.
Yeah.
Aho.
Rantanen. Roope Hintz.
Lindell. Let's go down the Dallas roster. There's several. Teravainen.
Lemieux shoots. It got through and kicked away by Schmid. Now picked up by Shervay. Banks it back into Ambuel. And Riisanen hustles back. Back around to Konsta-Helenius. Billy Sarajärvi, who plays in the Swiss League. Spins that back around. Some of the Swiss fans are up and doing their hop. Earlier today, Canada beat Czechia in front of a raucous crowd here in Prague. Down the line and plays that back in, knocked down by Josi. Up for Herzog, and Fabrice Herzog in across the line. It's offside at the Finnish blue line. 10:59 to go in the third. Switzerland a 2-1 lead.
Je čas podívat se zpátky na tribuně. Ladies and gentlemen, now baseline for real again. So let's check what activity in the world league right now. Máme na výběru z několika možností a je to live in Prague. So we wanna see you kissing each other. the way we like it. Nice.
10:59 to go here in the third period. The final game of the tournament around here in Prague. Swiss having another good opening round. 5-0-1 coming in. 6-0-1 last year. 6-1 the year before. But they've stubbed their toe in the quarterfinal every year. They will travel to Ostrava tomorrow for their quarterfinal game there. Just gloved down by Schmid. Both these teams will go to Ostrava tomorrow as the Finns play the Swedes. And now Niederreiter back with it. Niederreiter works in. Throws it towards the goal. That's just wide. Picked up by Mata. 2 of the last 3 meetings between these teams have gone to overtime. And Fiala spreads it out for Hischier. This game kind of reminiscent of how the Finns win a lot of games when they blow you out 2-1.
Yeah, a dominant 1-goal victory.
In comes Inala, who has the finished goal. Inala pivots back. Throws that towards the goal. It's knocked away by Andrighetto as Pacarino was looking for the loose puck. Midway point of the third period. Christian Marty banks that down. And the Swiss have to tag back up. Vidismäki drops it off to Lehtinen. Nico Lehtinen snaps that back down to the Swiss zone. Pacarino throws it back in front. Great chance for Inala. Turned away by Schmid. Back at the point, Kaski. Back across to Lehtinen to Inala. That long shot of a stick goes wide. And Lofel back with it. Up for Turkov. That's knocked down onside for Pacarino, but the Finns are changing. And Lehtinen back to pick up the rolling puck. Puljujärvi chips that back down to the Swiss. Somebody got taken down.
Penalty coming up.
And there's going to be a penalty against the Swiss. As Puljujärvi was tripped, and Finland goes to the power play with 9:10 to go in the third.
Ladies and gentlemen, the attendance for this game, Finland versus Switzerland, is 17,118. Thank you so much. And we can also announce that this 2024 IIHF World Championship is second most visited. And there's only one goal more. It's from 2015. Thank you very much. Here there's a very special group of people that are making this successful event, and those are our volunteers. This is our volunteer of the day. David Fala. David, thank you so much. You're doing a great job. And it's not only you, it's the other volunteers. Thank you so much for supporting 2024 IIHF Ice World Championship. Thank you, volunteers.
9:10 to go here. Andres Ambuel, the Swiss veteran, goes off for tripping, and the Finns get the power play. They scored on the man advantage in the second.
More clicked feet with him more than his stick was interfering with Puljujärvi, but either way, Finland back to the power play, and Switzerland should know what they want to do, right? Granlund has the puck, he's looking for seams. If Granlund is in the middle, they're looking for that quick little bump pass to the slot.
Team Switzerland, number 10, Andreas Ambuel.
Off the draw, sent down the ice by Young. And Santry leaves it there for Lehtinen. Mikko Lehtinen drops that back for Granlund. Granlund for Pakarinen to Inala. Inala has 2 of the 4 power play goals for the Finns. That's fired wide by Puistila. Now Berchi sends it down the ice. Inola slides out ahead, banked out by Simeon. Inola peels away from Simeon. Minute to go in this power play. Fed back to Kapanen. Across to Kaska. And the Finns get fresh legs on the ice. Konsta Helenius, the 18-year-old out there on the power play. Kapanen moves that back in the corner, banks it back, but another reach of Kaski and back down the ice. Oliver Kaski. 7:45 to go in the period. Up ahead for Kapanen. 30 seconds to go in this Finnish power play. Haas had a hold of Kaski in the corner. And a 6-man scrum around that puck. Kaski feeds it back to Sarajärvi. For Helenius. Walks right in, has a look. Helenius feeds that back to Sarajärvi. The pass skips away from Kaski. And Shervay sends it down the ice. And on comes Ambuel. So an opportunity missed there for the Finns. Chipped down by Bjornen. Manalainen back on it. Tries to feed that back. It was off a skate and back down to the Finnish end. Lead pass to Manalainen. Long shot, floats wide. Bjornen back on it. Jormika looks down at Bjornen, and now Manalainen with it. Banks it back around to Jormika. In the corner, Manalainen. Jormika couldn't reach that. And the puck still loose. Niederreiter taps that back to Glauser.
He's sure a little slow heading off, favoring his right leg.
Olli Mata plays that back for Vinismaki. Up ahead to Huru. Plays that back in. Knocked down by Helenius. Getting a regular shift here in the third period. Again, the Finns are locked in. They're playing Sweden in the quarters. It's Switzerland that needs this win in any fashion to guarantee itself a date with Germany in the quarters. Otherwise, they take on Team USA. Sentler throws that back in front. Huru with a steal, and Kukan knocked that away. Here's Sentler back with it. Another battle in the corner for Helenius trying to work that free. Helenius wins that battle for the puck, swings it across to Lehtinen. Lehtinen shoots it up through. Schmid makes the stop on the deflection and is able to hang on. 5:12 to go here in the third period. Switzerland up by 1.
Now it's time for international game rock, paper, scissors with Timmy and French from Finland and Switzerland. So, guys, you ready to go? Yeah? Let's play. Ready, go! 1, 2, 3, oh! Chris, we are too fast. Once again, okay? 1, 2, 3, go. Let's go. Nice, it's better and Timmy is a winner. So, thank you. And Timmy, now look at the screen because there is 6 cards. Now your chance to pick one. A, okay. Let's see what's here under the A. And it's a beautiful blue cap, official, with the logo of the championship. So Timmy, it's yours. Thank you, congratulations, and the French, thank you as well.
5:12 to go here in the third period. All the scoring done in the second. The Swiss took a 2-0 lead on goals by Kevin Fiala and Andrea Glauser. Jiri Inola scored the power play to get the Finns back within 1. They've had a couple looks here in the third period. There's Tommy Albelin on the right, longtime assistant coach for the Swiss, who lives in New Jersey.
Great gig.
He basically does the World Junior and the World Championship for them. Great guy with a great gig. Long-time Swedish international defenseman and a terrific D-man in the NHL. Not much got by him.
No, he was very good at getting in the way.
It's a skill. Yossi up for Shervey. He's been a long time assistant for the Swiss. Ambuel picks that free. Knocks behind the goal for Haas. Now picked up by Shervey at the side of the goal. Here's Haas. Haas banks that back to Shervey. And Shervey back with it. Inland's got it back for the Finns. Lead pass for Granlund missed. Yossi goes back for it. Ambuel battles for it. Glauser tries to freeze it for a moment. Enel is all over him. And now Hischier comes back to help out. Big hit there by Pakarinen on Yossi, sends it down, and Suttery has to play it back across to Riisanen.
Hischier back out there, no worse for wear after favoring his leg for a second.
Inside 4 to go here in the third period. Puljujärvi with it. Long shot hit the leg of Kapanen. Oliver Kapanen back with it. And we'll keep an eye on Santeri in the finished goal. Puljujärvi back to Sarjärvi. That's picked up by Niederreiter. He's away with Hischier and Fiala. In comes Niederreiter. Throws it out of Fiala. In scores! A lightning strike for Switzerland and an insurance goal with 3:27 to go.
I don't know what was better, the finish or the picking up of his stick mid-flight after he dropped it and it's going fast enough to get the break. And those offensive players have the extra gear when they need it. He's at the blue line, he drops his stick, he picks it up, gets on his horse and pulls away.
Wow.
From Sarjärvi. Nice little feed from Niederreiter, a lot like his first goal. Takes a backhand full speed. That's Harry Santeri. And Switzerland feels very good about their chances now.
That's 6 for Fiala in the tournament, 2 today.
He was at center stage of the Canada game as well. He got kicked out of that game for a knee-on-knee hit.
Dylan Cousins of Canada.
2 of the leading goal scorers in this tournament. Rocket Horns. Dylan Cousins now has 8 goals.
Berchi slides it back down in the finish zone. 3 to go in the third. And things just got a whole lot more interesting, it looks like, here in Prague.
Well,
when the Czechs play the United States in this cauldron. Bouncing puck in front. Berchi couldn't get a shot away. Thought he got clipped there with a high stick. And Manalainen plays it back down to the Swiss zone.
The U.S. are thinking we had this great round robin. Played fantastic. We lost 1 game to Sweden. And we're going to have to play the hosts.
With Pasternak.
With Pasternak.
And Zaka.
And Natchez.
Pakarinen knocked that away from Herzog. Well, the Swiss fans have been great here since the start. They're not far away, but they have come here in droves, especially on the weekend. A big hit there on Granlund by Glauser.
2 to go in the third period. And Granlund goes back at Glauser, and again with a cross check. And they go back at each other. Oh, right in the face by Granlund. Now that's going to be trouble.
That's it for him in this game.
And maybe more. And maybe more. That was a bad one by Granlund. He was mad about the hit.
Took a run at him. Went back at him. And then eventually cross-check him in the mouth. So here's the hit. Nothing wrong with this. Absolutely clean. It's uncomfortable. It hurts. And it's okay to be mad. Granlund comes back a little bit from the back, but nothing wrong with that. Totally fine. That could be a cross-check, but he just... oh, my goodness.
He popped right in the face. So I'm going to look at this, but this will be a 5, and it's so late in the game. It's right there.
It's in his throat.
So So there's 151 left, and part of the calculus in suspensions was if that happened in the first 5 minutes of the game, you got kicked out, they would say you've missed the whole game.
Right.
This is late.
Sort of like Carson Soucy on Connor McDavid.
Right.
He clips him up high with a cross check, and Granlund knew right away that was dumb. Stick rides up on the first one in the arms. The second one, I mean, he puts it into his throat. So dangerous. Granlund immediately apologetic. It will not matter.
This is not taking very long.
Team Finland, number 64. 5 minute major for this game responding to caution.
So Granlund's out, and now the question's going to be, will he play against the Swedes in the quarters?
He's such an important player, leading their forwards in ice time, quarterbacks their power play. They don't have a lot of offense on Finland. He is their best offensive player. Oh, that is, actually, he didn't go in there trying to do that, but that is reckless.
But what they're going to look at, too, is the fact that he went a long way to go back at him, right, after the hit. The game, he was clearly hot.
Yeah. Well, the first, like the retaliatory hits are fine. No problem. What do you do? Guys, the puck, you hit him. But you can't then get your stick up into his face and Marcel Yenny getting into here. Glauser just telling him to settle down. He's smart out there as Switzerland puts out 2 defensemen here with under 2 minutes left to be sure.
That might be a game changer for the Finns.
I mean, they're already going to be in tough against Sweden, but that makes it even tougher.
Off the face-off, that's poked back by Yossi, and Moffel goes back to pick it up. Fiala.
That was nasty.
Unnecessary. Got away from him.
Now Yossi back on it, plays it back to Fiala. Rink wide pass to Niederreiter for Loeffel. And here's Niederreiter. Down to Hischier. Back to Yossi. Roman Yossi feeds it down to Hischier. Feeds it back to Loeffel. And Hischier with it. To Yossi. Has a look. Hischier sends it back across. Fiala with a shot off the mask of Settery. And Loeffel holds the line with 1 to go here in the third.
Trying to find Fiala for the hat trick if they can.
And that pass is broken up by Mata. And now sent down by Manalainen. Fiala picks at the center ice and chipped back in by Hudu. The Swiss fans jubilant. Another great preliminary round for the Swiss. They'll be 6-0-1. The only blemish was
hard-fought game against Canada, which Canada won 3-2 on 3 power play goals.
I mean, so 6-1 rather, and once again for the 3rd straight year they'll carry 6 wins out of 7 into the quarterfinal.
It's game 8 they're worried about.
Game 8's been the problem.
Yeah.
Well, those quarterfinals that's the fork in the road. You lose that one, you're done the next day. If you win your quarterfinal, you know you're playing Sunday. And the Swiss know that better than anyone. But they bounced back from the loss to Canada. The Finns got a break earlier today when Great Britain beat Austria. Had that result been different, had the Austrians won that, and this happened, the Finns would not have made the quarterfinals for the first time in their history.
You think this game maybe played out differently if they knew they had to win, but I'm not so sure it would have. Switzerland has been the better team by quite a bit because they are a better team.
And the Swiss will win it by a score of 3-1. The Swiss will go on to play Germany in their quarterfinal matchup. The Finns will take on their arch rivals from Sweden in the quarters on Thursday as we're on to the medal round of the 2024 World Hockey Championship.
The best players from each team will be awarded by IIHF International, the official sponsor of the 2024 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. The prizes will be presented by Head Finland, the International Ice Hockey Federation Council member, and the representative of IIHF Czechia, Mr. Filip Shanda. Best player of Team Finland, number 12, Jere Innala. Best player of Team Switzerland, number 43, Andrea Ganassa. Dear all, please rise if you're able to for the national anthem of winning team, the national anthem of Switzerland. For revenge for Team Switzerland, they will face on a Thursday in Ostrava, Team Germany. So thank you so much, Swim fans. We hope that we're gonna see you back here on a Saturday. And the same goes to the fans from Finland. See you back on Saturday. Have a safe trip to Ostrava. And this is the schedule for Thursday here in Prague Arena in the afternoon, 20:04. Team Canada, the winner of Group A, will face Team Slovakia. And in the evening, United States will play the home team champion, 20:10. This is it from us. This is it from the group stage of the 2024 IIHF World Championship. You were tremendous. Thank you so much for making the unforgettable event. Dámy a pánové, to je vše. Viděli jste to nejpodstatnější. Kanada Slovensko ve čtvrtek odpoledne a ve 20:20. Déjà-vu, čtvrtfinále Spojené státy versus Česko. Šťastnou cestu domů. Užijte si volný den. A ve čtvrtek
3-1 loss to Switzerland tonight, but you have to reset and now focus on the quarterfinals. What do you take away from this game as you look forward to the playoffs?
Yeah, it was a tough game today, and we lose, so we need to reset, like you said, and let's go to 4-1 and be ready when we have the game against Sweden.
I know you've won both a gold and a silver medal with Finland at the World Championship in years past. What do you think this year's team is capable of?
Yeah, I think we have a good, solid team. We need the defense very good, and then after that we have some chances, and we need to score and go forward.
In your quarterfinal match, you will face Sweden. They've been a powerhouse throughout Group B so far. What do you expect from them, and how do you ensure you come back to Ostrava, or from Ostrava back to Prague?
Yeah, they have a really good team there. So many NHL guys, so we need to be so humble and ready to play hard and battle every puck in the ice and be ready for that and score when we have a chance.
This is your third World Championship. What have you learned from the experience so far that will be helpful in the quarterfinal matchup?
Huikea turnamentti, hyvät fanit ja pitää olla valmis taistelemaan ja nyt pelkästään voitot merkkaa, voitosta pelata.
Yuri, thank you.
Thank you.
Kevin, let's start with the celebration that just occurred. You raise your hand up, you get a thunderous roar from the crowd. How good are you feeling right now after that win?
Very good team effort, a very good win, and very fun to celebrate with the Swiss fans. And now we look forward for the quarterfinals.
2 goals for you tonight, now with 6 on the tournament. The assist coming from Nino Niederreiter on your second. What's leading to the chemistry on this team and that line of Nino Niederreiter and Nico Hischier?
What a great pass from him, I gotta say, and a good finish, obviously. No, I mean, we have 1 goal. All together, the whole team, we are on the same page right now. We all drive the same way, you know, so it's a big win, like I said, and now it starts, so we have to be ready.
I spoke to you earlier in the tournament. You're a brand new dad. You said your grandma was here watching. Has she been watching throughout the tournament? Is she messaging you after games?
Well, I've seen her almost every day, and she's been here every day, or like every game of us, and very supportive, so I very appreciate it.
Looking ahead, you will now play Germany in the quarterfinals. What do you expect from the Germans?
Switzerland. Deutsche wird nicht einfach sein. Normal das Viertelfinale ist ein neues Jahr. Wir haben ein besseres Team, finde ich. Und mal schauen, was passiert. Wir müssen einfach unseren Plan weitermachen, unseren Gameplan und eigentlich nichts Großes verändern. Und dann wird es, glaube ich, gut kommen.
Kevin, thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
České dráhy. Napětí. Očekávání.